There's no communication. Why is that? LeBron James recently revealed that he and Michael Jordan don't truly engage with each other, a candid admission that has sparked interest. Adding fuel to the fire, newly unearthed footage of a tense moment between the two has surfaced online, quickly going viral. Fans are now divided, some rallying behind LeBron, while others are heavily criticizing him. But this isn't the only controversy he's caught up in. He's currently embroiled in yet another intense disagreement. When things turn personal, he believes it's his responsibility not only to defend his household, but also safeguard the players. So what's the real story behind the fiery footage? LeBron James and Michael Jordan are arguably the two most iconic figures in NBA history. However, concerning their connection, LeBron has openly stated that they don't communicate often. Speaking on the Pat McAfee show on Wednesday, March 26th, LeBron plainly said, "We don't talk." Why is that? His reasoning, because I'm still playing. I think I'm still playing. Right now, my focus is on perfecting my craft. Not long after these remarks, intense footage of a past interaction between LeBron and Jordan began to circulate widely. The clip dates back to April 2014, during Game 3 of the Miami Heat's playoff series against the Charlotte Bobcats, now known as the Hornets. In that game, LeBron propelled his team to a decisive 98-85 road victory. That night, James was unstoppable, racking up a game-leading 30 points. However, there was one particular play that stole the spotlight. With 7 minutes remaining in the third quarter, Miami held a 66-49 advantage when LeBron intercepted the ball and sprinted toward the hoop. But rather than settling for an ordinary dunk, he executed something uniquely his own, a no-look slam. Here's where things get fascinating. On the replay, it's obvious that James isn't even focused on the basket. His gaze is directed elsewhere, off to the side. And who happened to be sitting in that line of sight? None other than Michael Jordan, who, at the time, owned the Bobcats. Let's just say his reaction wasn't exactly enthusiastic. Fans quickly picked up on it. One commenter quipped, "Jordan looks like he dropped $100 million just to be 28 again for one game." While another joked that his expression seemed to say, "Look at me like that one more time, and you'll be signing with Adidas tomorrow." Over on Reddit, someone remarked, "You just know Jordan was wishing he were younger." Meanwhile, ESPN analysts speculated that LeBron may have been sending a subtle message to Jordan. However, when James was questioned about it post-game, he wasted no time shutting it down, saying, "Don't go there." The Miami Heat, on the other hand, were laser-focused during their playoff clash with the Charlotte Bobcats. LeBron and his squad needed only 4 games to dominate and eliminate their opponents, who simply couldn't match their high level of performance. Recently, during his guest appearance on the Pat McAfee show, LeBron James opened up about why he and Michael Jordan don't frequently stay in touch. He explained that their lack of regular communication mostly stems from their deeply competitive personalities. Despite this, James continues to hold Jordan in the highest regard. Every interaction they've had has been meaningful to LeBron, considering that Jordan was a major inspiration to him during his childhood. In fact, LeBron acknowledged that the reason he chose to wear the number 23 was to honor MJ. Reflecting on Jordan, LeBron described him as one of the fiercest competitors the sport has ever seen and admitted that every time people associate his name with Jordan's, it's a big deal to him, even if MJ jokes that he avoids discussing it. LeBron also expressed optimism that their relationship might evolve once his playing career concludes. It's definitely a bittersweet thought for basketball fans that they never had the chance to see LeBron James and Michael Jordan square off in an actual NBA matchup. The Los Angeles Lakers superstar caused a stir when he revealed that during high school, he faced off with his idol in a pickup game and came out on top. However, by the time LeBron entered the NBA draft in 2003, Jordan had already retired. Now, his heiress can only observe from the sidelines as LeBron takes control of the league. Yet, his successor hasn't enjoyed the same reverence that Jordan commanded. For starters, dubbing himself King James didn't exactly win over fans. Critics have also accused him of leaving teams in disarray after moving to his next destination. Stephen A. Smith once remarked during a 2020 NBA players meeting that LeBron's attitude alienated many in attendance. Smith shared this on First Take. And then, there's the controversy surrounding LeBron's frequent team changes. Many fans argue that he switches teams solely to boost his championship count. In contrast, Jordan secured all 6 of his titles with the Chicago Bulls. Bill Russell secured an incredible 11 championships with the Celtics, while LeBron James has claimed 4 titles, spread across multiple teams. Do you remember when LeBron made such a big show of returning to Cleveland to bring them championship? Sure, he delivered on that promise, but then he left once more, which rubbed many people the wrong way. His actions were particularly divisive, with Cleveland fans expressing their frustration. In fact, Sportskeeda even labeled it as one of the most poorly thought-out moves by a professional athlete from a public relations perspective. And let's not forget, he's openly referred to himself as the greatest player of all time, a claim Michael Jordan never made. Oh, and there's also the chosen one, inked across his back. That level of confidence didn't sit well with everyone, especially when you factor in the excessive flopping and that cocky glare aimed at Michael Jordan. On top of that, there's the moment before Game 3 of the 2009 Eastern Conference semifinals against the Orlando Magic, where LeBron joked about wanting to clone himself to replace his teammates. That alone speaks volumes about his mindset. Detractors argue that LeBron operates like a behind-the-scenes general manager, subtly steering the direction of team decisions. He's often accused of meddling in roster moves. And let's not ignore the Russell Westbrook trade. it wasn't exactly a shining success. But here's the question. Has LeBron ever truly owned up to any of his team's failures? As reported by Fox Sports, Basketball Network, and MSN, LeBron James once claimed that he could assemble a better team himself than his organization's front office could. And, as the saying goes, the results speak for themselves. Reaching the NBA Finals 10 times is undeniably remarkable. However, unlike the icons who came before him, LeBron has enjoyed the unique advantage of selecting his own teammates. Picture Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson having the same ability to recruit top-tier talent as effortlessly as LeBron. Would his finals record be the same without players like Kevin Love or Anthony Davis by his side? Currently, LeBron stands at 4 wins and 6 losses in the finals, even with rosters tailored to his preferences. And let's not forget how he responds when things don't pan out as planned. Case in point, when Jordan Crawford managed to dunk on him during his own camp. Rumor has it, LeBron wasn't too thrilled about that incident. Nike representatives were reportedly instructed to seize the footage. While LeBron's talent is undeniable, like any player, he has his flaws. Even during critical finals matchups, there were instances where he seemed to disappear. There's no question that LeBron ranks among the all-time greats. Yet, when so much speculation surrounds his legacy, especially criticisms about his demeanor, it does raise questions about the validity of those claims. The recent resurfacing of that viral clip, where he appears to display attitude toward Michael Jordan, has only reignited the controversy. Adding to the flames, LeBron has now found himself entangled in a heated feud with Stephen A. Smith. The showdown with Smith escalated on March 6, 2025, in the electric atmosphere of the Crypto.com arena. The Los Angeles Lakers found themselves locked in a tight matchup against the New York Knicks. Sitting courtside was Stephen A. Smith, who had recently been outspoken about LeBron James' son, Bronny. At this point, Bronny was 20 years old, navigating his rookie season with the Lakers after being the 55th overall pick in the 2024 draft. Although still adjusting to the pace of the NBA, Smith had been relentless in his criticism, frequently asserting that Bronny's presence in the league was largely due to his father's legacy. This persistent commentary had been weighing on LeBron for weeks. Finally, on March 6th, during a tense third quarter of the game, LeBron caught sight of Smith. Without hesitation, he abruptly began walking directly toward him. The audience reacted immediately. A few erupted in cheers, while others fell silent. Standing at 6 feet 9 inches, LeBron commanded attention as he bent forward and firmly said, "Hey, you need to quit trash-talking my son. That's my son. That's my son." Smith attempted to respond, but his words were drowned out by the noise of the crowd. The interaction was brief, lasting no more than 20 seconds. This wasn't some random outburst from LeBron. It wasn't without cause. The tension has been simmering. Bronny, a newcomer to the NBA, has faced some challenging performances. Smith hasn't let up on him. After Bronny struggled in a game against the Heat this past January, Smith claimed he wasn't ready for the league and was only getting attention because of his famous dad. Later, following a scoreless match versus the Clippers, Smith went further, suggesting Bronny should be playing in the G League instead of the NBA. Recently, LeBron James brought up the criticism during his appearance on the Pat McAfee show, injecting some humor into the situation. He jokingly likened Stephen A. Smith to Taylor Swift, not for his music, but for how often he revisits their tense exchange from March 6th. LeBron quipped, "He's on a Taylor Swift-style tour right now." This marked the first time LeBron publicly addressed the incident. On March 7th, just a day after the interaction between Smith and LeBron, Smith appeared on ESPN's First Take and shared his version of events. He stated that LeBron James had approached him, catching him off guard, no less, to address what Smith had been saying about his son, urging him to watch his words. Smith also expressed his disapproval of how LeBron handled the situation, remarking that it should have been dealt with privately rather than in such a public manner. Initially, Smith claimed he had no intention of discussing the confrontation. However, when the incident gained significant attention online, he ended up commenting on it during multiple interviews. In one such discussion, he labeled LeBron's actions as weak, using some harsh remarks to brush off the matter. LeBron, on the other hand, wasn't buying Smith's narrative. On Wednesday, March 26th, he criticized Smith for claiming he didn't want to address the matter while appearing all too willing to discuss it the moment the footage went viral. According to LeBron, Smith seemed to relish the spotlight. LeBron shared that Smith had entirely misinterpreted the reason he approached him. He emphasized he had no problem with sports analysts fulfilling their role, as critiquing athletes' performances is simply part of the profession. Nevertheless, he pointed out a distinction between offering constructive criticism and making remarks deeply personal. LeBron, as a father, felt obligated to defend not just his own family, but also fellow players when that boundary was overstepped. A lack of performance on the court, he remarked, is just a natural aspect of the sport. That's just the way things go. But when commentary crosses into personal territory, he viewed it as his duty to stand up for his own household, as well as the broader player community. With a playful tone, LeBron teased that by bringing up Smith's name again, he was essentially giving him more attention. He envisioned Smith at home, perhaps treating himself to some ice cream, leaning back in his chair, and happily relishing the fact that LeBron had mentioned him once more. Smith addressed the situation later that same day on his podcast, adamantly denying that he had ever shown Bronny any disrespect, contrary to LeBron's accusations. He He recounted how LeBron had confronted him during the Lakers vs. Knicks game, but explained that he decided to stay calm in order to prevent a public scene. Smith firmly stated that had the encounter turned physical, he wouldn't have stepped down, though he acknowledged that LeBron would likely overpower him with ease. Still, he maintained that if LeBron had initiated a fight, he would have retaliated immediately. Smith emphasized, however, that he never thought it would escalate to that level, as he trusted that LeBron wouldn't cross such a line. Meanwhile, Charles Barkley, a former NBA star-turned-analyst, criticized both men, remarking that their behavior was embarrassing and labeling LeBron as a bully for confronting Smith, while calling Smith's response weak and unimpressive. Online reactions were similarly divided, with some fans accusing LeBron of being overly sensitive and immature. They argued LeBron's frustration stemmed from Smith merely echoing things LeBron himself had said before. Adding context to the drama, Bronny, LeBron's son, has also been struggling with challenges in his own basketball career. There are games where he doesn't score at all, and others where he truly stands out, like the time he put up 17 points in a matchup against the Lakers or scored an impressive 39 in the G League. Yet, whenever he hits the court, it's no longer just about his performance. The shadow of controversy trails him, and every decision he makes is analyzed under intense scrutiny. From the moment Bronny first picked up a basketball, the spotlight has been fixed on him. Bearing the James legacy invites constant judgment, which only grew sharper after he joined the Lakers in 2024. On some nights, things don't go his way. Missed opportunities, turnovers, or a string of bad luck. Those are the moments Smith seizes to criticize, labeling him as unready for the NBA and implying he's only there because of his father. These harsh opinions have been relentless and continue to mount. LeBron James is well acquainted with facing critics. Having spent 20 years in the NBA, he's endured his fair share of scrutiny and has never been one to shy away from pushing back. However, this situation feels more personal. It involves his son. LeBron has been vocal about wanting his family to stay away from the chaos attached to fame. Still, Smith's unyielding remarks about Bronny hit a sensitive spot. While LeBron takes great pride in his son, he's also painfully aware of how unforgiving the media can be. Yet, this isn't solely about the James family. Their conflict has ignited broader discussions surrounding sports journalism. At what point should boundaries be drawn? Should personal family issues be considered off-limits? This topic has sparked a broader debate about ethical boundaries in reporting across sports talk shows, podcasts, and social media platforms. It's a contentious issue that isn't fading anytime soon, as fans and commentators openly take sides. On the court, LeBron remains unstoppable, spearheading the Lakers to an impressive 8-game winning streak before they finally fell to the Celtics on March 8th. Simultaneously, Smith continues to raise his voice louder than ever, while Bronny pushes himself to prove he belongs at this level. The March 6th matchup was electric, with LeBron laser-focused throughout the game. However, tensions escalated further during his confrontation with Smith, adding even more intensity to the night. Once the final whistle blew, the aftermath took over. Social media ignited, and a fan-captured video of LeBron approaching Smith amassed millions of views in mere moments. Sports networks were buzzing with the story. Some claimed LeBron was well within his rights to defend his son. A fan on a discussion board commented, "Sure, Stephen A. Smith criticized LeBron publicly, and LeBron responded in kind publicly. Honestly, it doesn't matter to me. Athletes have the right to speak out on such issues if they choose." However, this dispute had another layer that left Stephen A. Smith in a difficult position. In 2020, he alleged that LeBron did not attend Kobe Bryant's memorial. Smith suggested LeBron skip the service, saying, "I never really brought it up or discussed why you weren't present at Kobe Bryant's memorial." To grasp the weight of this accusation, it's important to look back at the events from February 24th, 2020. The gathering attracted a host of celebrities and basketball icons, such as Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal. Yet, LeBron James was conspicuously missing from the spotlight during the ceremony, sparking widespread discussions about his absence. Prior to the memorial, LeBron took to X, formerly Twitter, sharing a cryptic post that read 224th, accompanied by purple and yellow heart emojis. These numbers held special meaning. They signified the ceremony's date and the jersey numbers worn by Kobe and Gianna. As for the colors, a clear nod to the Lakers. Kobe dedicated 2 decades to the team, earning 5 championship titles along the way. However, when the memorial service commenced, fans couldn't help but notice one glaring omission. LeBron was nowhere to be found. It sparked widespread conversation, with prominent publications such as the Washington Post, Los Angeles Times, and Entertainment Tonight confirming his attendance. Reports suggest he likely requested not to be filmed out of courtesy. Shaquille O'Neal and Michael Jordan were at the forefront of the event, paying tribute to Kobe and Gianna. Jordan, in particular, became visibly emotional, describing Kobe as a little brother and confessing that part of him felt lost upon hearing of the tragic helicopter crash. Remarkably, just a day before Kobe's untimely passing, LeBron James had surpassed him on the NBA's all-time scoring list. Kobe's final posts on social media were devoted to congratulating LeBron on that milestone. Although LeBron didn't speak during the memorial, he delivered a touching tribute at the Staples Center ahead of the Lakers' first game after Kobe's death, which was against the Trailblazers. In that speech, LeBron expressed the profound impact Kobe had on his life, saying, "Kobe is like a brother to me. From my high school days watching him from afar, to entering the league at 18 and experiencing our battles up close throughout my career. The bond we always shared was rooted in that relentless drive, to strive for greatness, to achieve victory. He sealed it with a heartfelt promise. Being here today holds immense meaning for me. I want to honor his memory alongside my teammates and carry it forward. Not just throughout this season, but for as long as we're able to play this sport we are so passionate about, because that's how Kobe Bryant would have wanted it. So, when Stephen A. Smith alleged that LeBron James was absent from the memorial, it wasn't just seen as an error. It was taken as a profound sign of disrespect. Fans quickly took to social media to express outrage, inundating platforms with fiery responses. One user on X posted, "God, I F ****ing hate you. He was at Kobe's memorial. He simply asked not to be recorded, and the reason he wasn't present at Wade's ceremony stemmed from Bronny experiencing a health issue." The response to Stephen A. Smith, however, was immediate and harsh, with countless individuals criticizing how a seasoned professional like him could misstate such a basic fact. During her speech, Diana Taurasi, a prominent figure in women's basketball, pointed out that LeBron's impact was unmistakable at the memorial. This detail left little to no question, confirming that Stephen A. Smith had made a significant blunder. However, this incident isn't just about an inaccurate statement. It touches on the profound emotions surrounding Kobe's legacy. To countless fans, Kobe was far more than a basketball star. He embodied hard work, excellence, mentorship, and heroism. Suggesting that LeBron, who has openly honored Kobe's memory, would skip such an important occasion felt like an insult to many. Jump ahead to March 2025, and this controversy unexpectedly re-emerged. During an episode of First Take, Stephen A. Smith delved into a critique of LeBron James, addressing various topics related to his career and personal decisions. During his remarks, Smith mentioned, "I never really brought up or addressed why you, LeBron, weren't present at Kobe Bryant's memorial service." However, Smith later realized his error and issued an apology. Taking to X, he wrote, "I want to apologize and clarify. During our #1 First Take today, I misspoke by suggesting that LeBron did not attend Kobe Bryant's memorial. I corrected this during our #2, acknowledging that he was indeed there. My error. That topic should never have been brought up. It wasn't central to my argument. I stand by everything else I said. Enjoy your day." During an appearance on the Pat McAfee Show, LeBron James shared how his connection with Kobe Bryant significantly evolved after he joined the Los Angeles Lakers. Prior to that, their interactions were mainly limited to on-court matchups rather than any off-court camaraderie. However, this dynamic shifted when LeBron signed with the Lakers and Kobe had stepped away from the game. It was at that point that their relationship truly flourished, with Kobe openly welcoming him into the Lakers family. He assured LeBron that he could rely on him for anything while in Los Angeles. Over time, they engaged in numerous conversations, and fans even witnessed Kobe attending several of LeBron's games to show his support. "Until I became a Laker and he retired. That's when our relationship really took off," LeBron explained. "He called me up and said, 'Bro, whatever you need in LA, you're family now.' From there, we stayed in touch and talked often." A particularly meaningful moment for LeBron came when he overtook Kobe on the all-time scoring leaderboard while playing in Philadelphia. Kobe publicly recognized this accomplishment, urging LeBron to continue striving and contributing to the evolution of basketball, which made the achievement even more profound. LeBron became a Laker in 2018, 2 years after Kobe had stepped away from the game. Over time, their bond deepened, though their history already included time spent together representing Team USA during the 2008 and 2012 Olympics, where they developed mutual respect. Nonetheless, there was always a layer of rivalry between them, with LeBron dominating the East and Kobe reigning in the West. One lingering regret in LeBron's career is missing the chance to square off against Kobe in the NBA Finals.